So, I'm going to go ahead and start with this. Your underlying energy is the Page of Pentacles, alright? Liking it, okay? Now, Page of Pentacles does talk about an offer of some sort. It talks about an offer of something valuable, something that's, somebody is offering you something that they see a value. And this is also taking a look at the details a lot closely. So I think it is a mixture of both things, right? Somebody's looking at the details of their situation just a little more skeptically, because this is an offer that does mean commitment, that does mean, stability, right? That can mean that, right? The potential for that to happen. But it's going to require commitment. And of course, no one wants to commit to something and not have all the details to it, right? Some people really need to see the facts. And it looks like right here, considering this reading is about calling in your soulmate, about somebody coming into your life, okay, there is definitely going to be a lot of fact checking, because I feel like there's a lot of this has to do with old situations, old relationships, and moving forward from those old relationships, okay? And the reason why I really say that, of course, is because you already see the two cards that I'm looking at, right? The Death card and the Ten of Swords. And that is very extreme. Those are some really extreme cases. I personally don't even like seeing these two together in the sense of emotional welfare. But of course, everything happens for a reason. I can't be mad at these cards. I can't be, mad at the situation, because everything happens for your highest good. And whatever is going on for you, even if it may be a really difficult time, you'll see the blessings usually after the process, okay? So, let me see if I can back this up just a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this, right? So we're starting out here with Aquarius, with your side or the other person's side, depending on whichever one that you guys resonate with the most. Let me move this up a little bit. So we're starting off with the mindset. So the mindset's really the mindset area, which I'm looking at right now, what I just showed you guys before. It's just the very top cards here. Okay, of this three. It does talk about looking at the situation, or seeing the situation from the person's point of view, right? The way they think about it. It's not necessarily about, how they think of you or how they think of no, this is how they think about the relationship with you. Okay. This is taking this whole situation, this whole relationship as a separate entity. And how you look at it, Aquarius, is death. So this is talking about moving on from something old, releasing past disappointments, allowing yourself to be free of old ways of thinking, of old ways of seeing things, right? Making space for something new, calling in your soulmate, right? Because death does talk about making space. And I think it's crazy that you guys are seeing this opportunity, this relationship, as a step towards making space. Now, bear with me for a minute, because when death came up, as you guys saw, you also had the Queen of Pentacles as your present, right? As your presentation. The presentation placement that I have here for this reading indicates how you present yourself to others, how people see you. And this is how you represent yourself to others. Stable, solid. Not slow, but definitely you're taking your time, quality over quantity kind of manner. Now, I do feel like with the Queen of Pentacles coming up here, she's not very quick to change. She's not a mutable sign. She's a cardinal sign, Capricorn, but that doesn't mean that they're so, quick and excited to go ahead and start jumping into the next step, right? This is still Pentacles energy. It's still slow. It takes time. And I feel like you guys are grounding yourselves as you make this transition. Some of y'all are a bit resistant. I'm just going to be straight out there with it. Some of y'all are a little resistant in regards to the changes, but that doesn't mean all of you. I feel like still some of you guys are out here knowing that these changes have to happen in order to kind of move forward in your life, period. And you're just grounding yourself, taking your time, and really being thorough about the changes that are going through. There's reluctant changes, I think, because honestly, where you're coming from is the Ten of Swords. Something ended really badly, and it hurts you guys. And it's going to take time for you to truly heal and to move forward, right? It's going to take time for you to really make that space for whoever this person is coming in as, right? So right now, I'm feeling like this soulmate is a no-name. Some of y'all may already know who the soulmate is. Some of y'all already have this person in your life, right? For those of you that don't have this person in your life right now, I feel like this applies to you too, because you're making space for your soulmate. The soulmate ain't here usually when that card comes up. That doesn't mean that that person ain't there. You may be calling in your soulmate in regards to, like, welcoming them in. Maybe there was a period when you're in your relationship, you guys were a little more distant, a little separate, not really talking very much. You're not communicating in the way that you guys used to, so you guys felt a separation in the sense of the relationship. But now you guys are calling each other back to, together. In the sense of, like, you guys are becoming, you're trying to work on things. You're working hard on, really connecting once again. So, the Page of Pentacles can indicate that you guys are taking your time, not taking your time, doing the hard work necessary to start a new beginning, to take a new step, to progress in a certain area that does, that can obviously, move towards stability. So I think all of this really makes sense. Now, the other person's side here, if we jump straight to it, we have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords here does talk about seeing things from a new perspective. This is a brand new perspective that this person's coming in with. And I think this is interesting. While you're making space, for this individual, this other person has space. They're ready to fill the space up. They got cards in here that indicate new beginnings. They have cards in here that indicate a brand new step. And I find it very kind of ironic that both of you guys, what brought you two together was the Chariot. Right? And I feel like it's taking control of yourself, taking control of your life, of your body, of your mind. Moving in the steps that make you guys feel successful, make you guys feel good. This is the Victory card, right? And the Chariot is for both of you. So, like I said, I feel like the rewards for some, especially with, on your side, Aquarius, if this is you guys, yeah, you may feel this success a little after the fact, right? You may not be feeling it right now. You'd be like, this is hard. This is difficult. I have to change. I have to move forward. And it's difficult. It's not an easy energy. But I do feel like you're still making progress in a way that, yes, makes space. And it does set you free. Right? It's not something that you're stuck in. And the Queen of Pentacles card, I'm not going to lie, I don't necessarily know how I feel about that card for y'all. Because Pentacles energy for an air sign is the pretty opposite. Okay? And I don't necessarily believe in opposites in the sense of, like, this person is opposite than this person. I just feel like with Pentacles energy being slow and very, grounding and nurturing, and air being free and open, right, and fast, it's completely opposite from you in regards to the speed, in regards to, the way you are. So you guys have been really tapping into your Saturnian side of yourselves. And I think that's what probably needs to make space. Whatever you've been laying the ground for, it's time to kind of like open the door to new things, to be that air sign again, to let go of the Queen of Pentacles portion of yourselves, right? Of course, you're stable and you're ready to take on stable situations, but I feel like you have to open the door for that first, because your Saturnian side is taking over more than your Uranian side, if you get what I'm saying. But the other person here is already starting this new beginning. The Ace of Swords, they're making space. They already have the space to go ahead and take up. They're ready to go. They see this situation as an opportunity to express their new truth, to express their new way of thinking, to take action on new ideas, right? And it's interesting because what you guys have as your obstacle is the Ace of Cups. So this is a new beginning in regards to love. This is a new beginning in regards to how you feel. This is opening the door to your emotions. So obviously, right, it makes sense. If you're kind of holding it down and holding on the fort as Queen of Pentacles, yeah, that door of emotion for outside things are closed because you're in the process of nurturing and taking care of whatever you already have. The Queen of Pentacles doesn't look for new offers. She already has something that she's in the process of working on. That's how I've always seen it. You know what I mean? Some readers may not read it that way, but that's how I see the Queen of Pentacles right now. And that's what needs to be released. Like, you've already nurtured and took care of that portion of yourself. That's why you know you're capable of making things a reality. You're making your dreams come true, right? You're already capable of taking care of yourself. You know that you are very reliable as an individual. You know you are independent as hell. So what is there left to work on? Now it's about working together with someone else. That's why this whole situation is about making space. Because right now, you've already taken up all that space with something else. And of course, understandably so, you're detail-oriented, because whatever you put your heart and soul into, you really do put your heart and soul into. I don't think a lot of people realize that. I think a lot of people think of Aquarians as similar to, like, stereotypical Sagittarius, where they'll just up and leave a situation when it gets difficult. No, you will work hard for that. Some of you, like stereotypically Aquarians, if they believe in something, they will fight for it till the end. They're fixed energy. They're not flighty. Okay, so I see this person here making space, because, and here's what's interesting to me regarding this other person. They have the Three of Wands in their presence, so they're presenting themselves as waiting. They look like they're waiting. They're looking like they're waiting for something to kind of return to them to take action. It's almost like they're acting as if they know what to expect. But my thing is, if you're in your own world right now, not offering nothing to anybody, you're doing the same thing, waiting. Right? You're making space in your life. You know that there's some things that you may have to let go of in regards to seeing relationships the way you do. But the Three of Pentacles is giving me another vibe. It's not, usually the Three of Wands does talk about waiting on something, and, you're waiting on something, and, knowing what to expect, knowing that, the word that you put out there is, is going to return to you. You know exactly what to expect when it comes in. I honestly feel like this is not necessarily waiting for something to come in, but it's almost like they're waiting for an opportunity. So I don't think they're waiting for a message from you guys. I don't think you guys have to really act per se. I think they're looking for their opening. They're waiting for the time for you to say, I'm open for business. Who's coming in? That sort of deal. I'm not really getting the whole, y'all gotta communicate, man. They waiting on you to say something. They've already said their piece. So some of you guys, it may be the case, some of y'all may have had this person already contact you and communicate with you, and you're just kind of figuring out what you guys want to do. How do you guys, moving forward, what do you guys want to feel? Right? What do you guys, what are you guys holding on to that's keeping you from growing? Because this whole process is about spiritual growth. The challenge that you both face is spiritual growth. But I feel, for some of you guys, that's the case. But I feel like, really? They're waiting on you to actually open the door. It's almost like they're spiritually waiting for it, because that's the thing, that's your obstacle, that's your challenge. Emotional new beginning. A new beginning where your heart and your intuition starts to open up. So it's almost like you guys are very in tune with each other already, because if you're calling in your soulmate, right? You're calling in your soulmate, you're making space for this person, you're cleaning house. Obviously, you're doing it in a very psychic kind of way. And I don't know if the person will be aware of the connection as aware you will be when they come in. Right? And I like to say that because a lot of times people are like, man, like if this person only knew how our connection was, that connection is only that way for you guys. I feel like this person's coming in from their own perspective, and they'll sense and know the sign of when to take the action when it feels right. And it's not right now, because it's like they're ready to go. They know they have a new perspective. They may be waiting to get an opportunity to communicate what they want to say, right? They may be trying to hash that out. Because here was as to why they're sitting here waiting, and they see this relationship as a new opportunity, or a new way of thinking, seeing this relationship as or seeing it from a new perspective, right? Because of the Page of Swords, because of communication. So that tells me that you guys have already, some of this could be that you already communicated with this person. You've already reached out. You already said something. Now, at the same time, it could have been that they've gotten more research, or they have more research. They've done some sort of insight. They may have been spying on you, right? They may be looking for a sign where you're taking in newcomers. that you're recruiting. And I don't know if this is necessarily like a recruiting type deal, but I do feel like this person is coming from a place of needing more information, or has the information and is waiting for that piece of information to go ahead and take on a new beginning. But it starts with you. It starts by opening your door first. All right. So let's go ahead and see what y'all have coming up for this week. Okay. Straight out. Okay. Well, it didn't come out straight up, face up. You know me, fam. You guys watch me for the last 2 years. You know, if it don't come up face up, I'll take it. Show that you care. 42. Ooh. I'm gonna read the affirmation for that one, because these messages be powerful, man. I feel like I don't do it justice by just saying what it means in the short and skinny of it, and you know, because it ties into the reading itself so beautifully. But showing that you care obviously talks about opening your hearts, being ready to receive new things by making space and putting in, you know, the effort to make the space for the other person. But I'm going to read you the card, the affirmation anyway. Alright. So, show that you care. Do not distance yourself from life and those around you. Reach out. See, now I don't think you guys are separating yourselves and putting yourself in a situation where you're isolated. Some of y'all may have already done that, and that's reaching out to y'all saying, be careful with that, and really don't do it, because it's putting yourself in a situation where you feel more isolated, you know. But anyway, reach out, ask for help or support if you have need. Or if someone within your circle is in need of care and support, then give it without hesitation or question. A trouble shared is a burden halved. Now is not the time to withdraw and be alone, nor is it the time to leave another in need. Be aware, be caring, be compassionate, reach out and be a friend, and allow others to be a friend to you. So, yes, and sometimes, you know, Aquarians, you do separate yourselves from situations because you do believe that it's better for other people for you to disappear, to deal with your own problems. I don't think this is one of the situations. I did learn this, you know, from my own Aquarian friends. But the thing is, family, is that this is not one of those situations where you should do that. It's Aquarius season. You guys are all about community, about friendships and unconditional love. Why else is Valentine's Day in your season? So if you do need people to lean on, don't be afraid to let people in. And I think that's one of those things, right? You've been your own rock. You take care of other people. You are the queen of your kingdom, or the king of your kingdom. Sometimes you may have to lean on your disciples, and that's okay too. It doesn't make you any less of a king or a queen. It doesn't make you any less powerful by being vulnerable. And I think that's what's kind of causing this whole situation to happen. This death situation, this death, energies coming in to make space. Well, it's time to no longer be the person that everybody relies on, in the sense of like being, everyone's shoulder to cry on, and not having a shoulder to cry on for yourself. This is about you letting go of that, that mindset of, hey, I got to take care of everybody, but I got me. I don't need anybody to have me, But at the same time, it's, of course, understanding that it is your responsibility at that point to do communicate and to tell your people, your close-knit folks, how to take care of you, how to love you. Because you do have boundaries. You do have things that work for you. And you know how to take care of yourself the best. But you don't have to be that person to do it all on your own all the time. You can show someone or teach someone or, allow someone in to know your ways to help you help you. You don't need people. But it's okay to need people. You don't have to be dependent on them. You can allow yourself to be loved by other people, and let them show you love in the way that you will want to be shown love. You can still control that. You can still be telling people how you want love to be expressed to you. Within your boundaries, within your court. And I feel like with this person, I think they're waiting for some sort of information, like I said, some sort of piece to show that they can take care of you, they can love you, they can show you that they can offer you something that does have value to it and help you grow, you know, and help both of you grow in a beautiful way and not have to do it either on your own. So I think this is why your soulmate's coming in, is because I think it's time for you to hang up the hat of, I'm going to take care of everybody else and not me. Well, take care of everybody else and not let anybody else take care of me. You know what I'm saying, family? But I'm going to let y'all go. This has been a powerful reading this time around. And I'm good, you know. I know it's hard because y'all, you know, you know a lot of things, if not everything. So letting somebody in, especially after this situation, difficult as hell. But I feel like it does open the door and it does lead to more healing. Because even though you've become, you know, just amazing after going through something so devastating, there is a piece, especially the vulnerable part, that does need healing the most. Because I think at the same time, whatever happened here, somebody took advantage of your vulnerability. Someone betrayed you in the sense of making you feel like you could be vulnerable, and then you got duped. Right? At least you feel that way. Right? And I think it's like, there's not every situation going to be, it has to be like that. Especially now that you've changed, you've grown so much, you've developed new boundaries, and boundaries that really talk about focusing on the details of the individual that you're dealing with. I don't see that ever happening again. But you have to start trusting too. That's the hard part. And I think this is why this situation is coming in. I think this person is going to have to show you that they can be trusted. So I feel like open yourself up to allow that person in to really prove themselves to you. That it's not about showing that you care. It's about letting other people show you that they care.